everyone. Welcome to Soundwaves TV Banding Together. Chasta and the gang, Dennis, Stephen, and Morris here. Here we are again, you guys. Wow, we did this in May, and maybe we thought that was the one banding together we'd ever do, and here we are again, and it's more important and more crucial now than ever.
It is. Who thought we'd be back here again? But I guess maybe at some level we suspected we might. I don't think any of us thought it was going to be as dire or as bad as it is right now.
But here we are again. You know, it's banding together to the search for more sponsors. You know, we're trying to find ways to keep helping people because the need is still there. You know, it's like any charity, anything, whether it's, cancer research or anything like that. It almost seems like there's never an end of the road. There's ways to help. There's ways to put a Band-Aid on it. There's ways to kind of help people out to keep moving forward from one day to the next. And that's where we're at right now. We are just in that next phase of it where we are just trying to help.
The next phase of it really is surprising because, months ago, you'd have thought that this would already be a thing of the past. And it's one of those things where, nope, we're all still here. We're all still doing this to our surprise and chagrin and all that negative stuff. So how do we still make it through it? How do we keep on pushing? How do we keep people motivated? And it's not just, from a musician's point of view or even the venues, it's also, the patrons. It's also the people who love to see live music, love to support these bands and these venues. And that's why it's important. It goes both ways. Everyone's getting something very positive from this. And the sooner we can, do all that we can to help get us through it, I think it'll make it a lot easier, and we'll appreciate it a lot more when we finally get back to whatever new normal is going to be, because this ain't new normal. I don't want this to be normal.
Right, exactly. So when we started putting this together, I'm not going to lie. Like the first one, we were like, rah, rah, yes, cool, music, let's celebrate music. And when it came time to this one, I couldn't motivate myself. And I was like, why? I get that everybody's kind of in a funk. I get that the road in front of us is really, really long. But it's a question of like, what do you do? Where do you start? And then a few things started to manifest that were really simple action items. Chasta, I'm going to let you take this because what we've discovered talking to people, and hopefully you'll discover watching the show and listening to these interviews, is that there is something we can do. There's a lot of little tiny things that will make a difference.
First of all, I have to say what has given me hope and what remotivated me, because Dennis and I were going through that together. Like, oh my gosh, it felt like a mountain to climb. And, we didn't really know where to start. And then we started digging in and we started finding people doing incredible work. And I started talking to them. And what gave me hope and motivation and excitement was, sometimes musicians and people who love rock and roll and music and go out and we go to these shows, we get a little bit of a rap of like, oh, we're the partiers and maybe we're not motivated to make change or do really great things. But you know what? We're the ones really leading the charge right now to save our own damn industry. It is inspiring to see what's happening in NEVA, going to Congress, getting a hold of people, making things happen, shaking people down, getting their attention. Like, it gives me chills, to see what's happening. So there really is change happening, and people are out there. They're still playing music in different ways, but they're making it happen. And the other thing that's really inspiring is the help really is very simple. Like Dennis said, it's super easy. Like, this just came in the mail, truly, just a few minutes ago. This is a shirt from Bimbo's in San Francisco. I just ordered it. Buying merch from places like Bimbo's or any of your favorite venues, that money goes directly to the heart of the problem. They get every cent of this, and that helps them keep the doors open, and it helps them pay their employees and get food on their table. Literally, it's that simple. And a lot of these venues, they have GoFundMes and whatnot. We'll get into a lot of that. And there's some great stuff happening with the Independent Venue Alliance here in San Francisco. They're doing great work. So we have a lot of cool stuff to get into. I'm super excited. I am inspired. I am motivated, and we're going to make some stuff happen today.
I'll tell you, part of it is, though, when we did the first show, it was kind of like we thought it was a sprint. Here's the thing. Now we see that it's a marathon. We've got to run the race here, but we put our heads down and we just keep moving forward. And that's what's going to make the difference, I think, is as soon as we fix our mindset to know that we've got to just kind of put our nose to the grindstone and just keep moving forward, keep moving the ball down the field a little bit, we'll get down to the end zone. We will get there. It's just not quite as easy as maybe we thought it was back in the day. And we can't just sit back and go, somebody else is going to take care of it for us.
Amen, brother. And we're going to do that for the next 3 hours. We got amazing performances, phenomenal interviews. You got to check out some of the folks who stopped by the show. But let's kick it off with some music. You guys like music, right? You want to get this party started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. One of my favorite performances from the first banding together was when Lola Kristine did Tennessee Whiskey.
Ooh, fire.
She was our first call, and we were like, you got to come back. You got to kick off the show. And she's like, I got something good for you. This is Lola Kristine and Noah Sherwin joining her. This is a cover of Coldplay, The Scientist.
Tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you. Tell you I need you. Tell you I set you apart. Tell me your secrets. Ask me your questions. Oh, let's go back to the start. Running in circles, chasing our tails, heads on a science apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, take me back to the start. Questions of science.
Hi. Some of you might not know this, but I'm actually a singer and a piano player. I've written a song about 2020 that I'd like to share. Here it goes. Oh God! Stop! Make it stop! I hope you enjoyed that.
The song's called The Only Problem. Shout out E-Money. I want to be someone, I was hoping that you do too. Is that true? I'm the only problem I ever have is you. Hoping that you do too. Is that true? How come the only problem I ever have is you? The only problem I ever have is you. Bring it down, Brett. Hey, Brett Brazil on the bass. Make some fucking noise. Hoping that you do too. Is that true? How come the only problem I ever have is you? The only problem I ever have is you. Nevada, how we doing? Man, patience. Ride on vacation, I'm up and down again. And then they tell me that I'm different, tell me that I'm different than last night, in my face again. And I don't know what I'm talking about. One more time like before. Sometimes in life love is such a chore. Man, I love Zen's when it's at my door. The only problem I ever have is you. The only problem I ever have. Alright, y'all, you've heard it a bunch. Your turn. Help us out. The only problem I ever have is you. The only problem I ever have is you.
Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today for Banding Together 2. That's right. We had to do it again. This time it's personal. This time it is personal. This time is all about saving the livelihoods of these amazing Bay Area venues. And we hope you're paying attention as to how you can get involved. But first, let's get down to the serious business of rock and roll. Coming up, one of our favorite singer-songwriters, the Sam Chase, is going to join us. From 107.7 The Bone, Baby Huey's going to stop by. The Royal Rebels are going to premiere a brand new song. We'll hear from singer-songwriter Floyd. And you saw him on The Voice last season. Later on, you'll see him on Banding Together, Jared Harper. Now, we've got interviews throughout the show, and we want you to watch them because they kind of get to the crux of the matter of what we're doing here. In a few minutes, Chasta is going to sit down with a gentleman named Cody Cowan from Austin, Texas. You might think, well, what does Austin, Texas have to do with the Bay Area? A lot, actually. Check out this interview. Cody is a member of NEVA, and as well, he heads up a program out in Austin called, yes, Banding Together. We're going to tell you all about their banding together and how we can probably learn one or two things. But first, check out this video.
Hey guys, you're watching Soundwaves TV Banding Together, and I'm thrilled to have on the line a guy from Austin, Texas, and his name is very special to me, Cody Cowan. Cody, of course, being my son's name and my father's name, so I feel like I'm in good company already. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time. You know, I think it's super special that you're here. You are the executive director of the Red River Cultural District there in Austin. Austin, a great musical city. And I thought, well, gosh, there's, you know, a few great musical cities in this great country. San Francisco's one, Bay Area, and Austin. So we might as well align forces and have a conversation, right? Support each other.
Absolutely. And Bay Area is near and dear to me. I lived out there for a few years, and it taught me a lot about music, especially the music that we don't have here as much in Austin, Texas.
And I do love Austin as well. I'm from Southern Oklahoma. I've been to Austin a million times, and Austin is such a great city. In fact, my husband always wears a shirt that says, "Keep Austin Weird." We love Austin because of its musical history in our country. So I want to talk to you about two different things. So first off, we're going to talk about NEVA, which is really, really important right now. And this sort of sets the tone for this Soundwaves TV special because the whole point of this is to push to help small independent venues that we need so much to stick around in order for musicians to be able to play, to stay alive. And that's what NEVA is doing. So NEVA is the National Independent Venue Association. You may have seen the hashtag Save Our Stages all over Twitter and social media. But now that hashtag is really turning into legislation. Can you talk on behalf about NEVA?
Yeah, so I'm a proud member of NEVA and happy to be a contributor to that effort. I mean, NEVA really pulled together in March and in early April as venues understood implicitly what this meant for the music system ecosystem top to bottom. Like for those viewers who aren't really familiar with how the music industry works, it's like a simple system where everything is highly connected. It takes months to book tours and festivals. Venues themselves are high-cost businesses that have costs up to 98%. It's like job generators, culture generators. So as an industry, we were already hard hit before COVID-19 due to affordability. As operators in NEVA, all the venues came together. They knew that they were already in dire straits, that venues were the first to close and would likely be the last to reopen due to public health, and that basically there was no opportunity for revenue ongoing from now until whenever this ends. And because folks don't own their property by and by, rent and all those other fixed costs of small business are just cranking the whole time. So we knew no matter how great we were at business, we had to get together and really lobby hard at Congress to get federal disaster relief support. Because again, you know, the music industry, whether it's near and dear to your heart because of its culture and its ability to be the soundtrack for your life, for falling in love, for breaking up, for friendships, for life moments, it's also an economic engine. I mean, here in Austin, we have a $2 billion economic impact as an industry. And, you know, from studies in other large cities, we're hearing that for every dollar spent in a venue is $12 spent in other small businesses like restaurants, hotels, bars. We may just be one industry that's being affected by a pandemic, but we've got to be the loudest. We've got to turn all the way up because, I mean, for the first time in history, there's a real possibility that all of this could go away.
Absolutely true. And, you know, you touched on it for the tourism industry and for our culture of our cities and our country. You know, rock and roll and music plays a big part, you know, and you just gave me chills and I got teary-eyed thinking about the importance of music in all of our lives. You know, we can't oversell it. Honestly. So make sure you support. There is a donate button right there as well on NEVA's website. So whenever you donate, just know that you're helping the cause in a big way, little, big, whatever you've got, hit up NEVA and give your money and send that letter because it's incredibly, incredibly important. Now I want to talk to you as well about banding together because this is something really cool that's happening in Austin. And of course we came across you guys because this episode is called Banding Together, and NEVA pointed out that you guys were doing some great stuff. So tell everybody what Banding Together is in Austin.
Yeah, so Banding Together was a great moment that we came together as a community and to help the music industry and the music scene here in Austin. A little bit about Red River Cultural District. We're the heart of Austin's downtown live music scene, right? We have like 12 to 15 venues all clustered within a few block area. This is where you're going to see this is where South by Southwest happens. This is where ACL After Shows happens, and a dozen other festivals that we have. So when pandemic first hit this country, South by Southwest was canceled early on. We knew as a music industry that folks relied on that for annual income. Anywhere between 10% to 60% of business annual income was dependent upon that festival. So you can see how that scales to restaurants and other businesses too for cultural tourism. Being inside of this my whole life, every person I've known has worked one or multiple facets of that, whether you're playing a band at night or waiting tables in the day. I mean, this is just how we've all gotten by and survived and been able to create art. And we knew the best way to keep people in the game was to keep them fed. So I'm happy to say that Banding Together ATX to date has fundraised over $110,000 and helped over 1,400 individuals in our sectors, just feeding them with grocery cards to some local retailers.
Gosh, Cody, that is incredible that you guys were able to get together and make that happen. You know, that's one thing I actually have always been jealous about cities like yours in Austin, where everything is sort of like in one place. Because in the Bay Area, as you all know, we have San Francisco and Oakland and the South Bay, San Jose, and the North Bay and Napa, and that, so everything's sort of their own little pocket, but all together in the Bay Area. Austin is very like, it's right there. And just like, New Orleans, it's right there. Everything's just right there together. So I think that's very cool that you guys were able to really come together and make a huge difference. $110,000 so far, 1,400 people. I mean, Cody, you should feel really good about what you're doing. That's insane.
Oh, it feels great. It's crazy to go from, music industry, music advocacy and preservation in terms of what I do with the cultural district, just trying to save live music in Austin, to all of a sudden administering grants to feed people. I mean, it's truly a blessing. It feels really good to give back to the community that has fostered me and been my career since I was a teenager.
Wow. Well, it's a privilege and an honor to talk to you, Cody. I'm so thankful that you were able to come on here and kind of usher us into this show and set the tone and make sure that we, really hit home that this is such an important cause to get behind. We all love our music. We love our musicians. We love going to great shows. And if we want that to continue to exist on the back end of whenever we get out of this mess, we got to support.
It's so easy. You go on the website, boom, it has a form you can just fill out, send to your representatives. I mean, it's so important inside of all the noise that's happening in this country right now, inside of all the divisions that are happening, that our representatives and elected officials hear from people what's valuable to them, what our experiences are on the ground level. There's a real disconnect between Wall Street and Main Street right now. People are hurting, and the cavalry isn't coming. It's up to us to take care of one another. It's up to us to make sure our voices are heard and to participate in democracy. And that's more important now than it's probably ever been in our lifetimes.
Amen to that. And this is something that people can really get involved in and know they are absolutely making a difference. Absolutely. So make sure you go sign those petitions, and, anything you see like that, send that letter to your legislator. Like I said, when I went to saveourstages.com, it took me seconds and then it was off and running. And also when you do that, make sure you share it. It's very easy to share on social media so that people know that that is there and that they can do it too. And of course, donate to NEVA. And I really appreciate your time, Cody. This has been really great. And we're going to make a difference. We're going to make it happen.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, you guys, you're watching Soundwaves TV Banding Together. We'll be right back.
Cowboys ain't easy to love, and they're harder to hold. They'd rather give you a song than diamonds or gold.
Lone Star belt buckles and old faded Levi's, and each night begins a new day. If you don't understand him and he don't die young, he'll probably just ride away. Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be racist. Don't let them pick Twitter fights that drive us all nuts. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be racist. 'Cause it's always their goal to find someone to troll, even with someone they love. Cowboys like smoky old pool rooms and clear mountain mornings.
Little warm puppies and children and girls of the night.
Them that don't know him won't like him, and them that do sometimes won't know how to take him. He ain't wrong, he's just different. This pride won't let him do things to make you think he's right. Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be racist. Don't let their white privilege keep them out of touch. Let them be civil rights allies and such. Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be racist. Buying up all the tiki torches, working in police forces. They're not really someone to love. Oh, mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be racist.
Don't let them use the First Amendment as a crutch. Let them understand the complicated responsibility that society holds in order to maintain a just and free society for all, and not use that sacred amendment for their own strawman arguments whenever they are slightly inconvenienced.
Good points. My turn.
Oh, mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be racist.
Because power structures make it easy for cis white men to stay in power. It is difficult for them to see that the superiority is not inherent or owned to them, and that to give power to others does not show their weakness. Those are lessons learned from those we first love and depend on. Hate is a learned skill just like love. The ideas of love, empathy, compassion, and that our differences are what unites us and needs to be ingrained in us at a very young age. And I ask that all you mamas out there try to teach your little cowboys, because we need more love and less hate in this crazy world, because someday you might be on the receiving end of the hatred ingrained in a young cowboy all grown up. They might lash out.
Even at someone they love.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Stephen Kirk here with you on Banding Together 2, powered by Soundwaves. And hey, how about that Sam Chase, huh? The Sam Chase. This guy, he's always there. He always steps up. He always puts up. He always puts out. And I mean that in a musical sense, of course. He's a great guy to have in your back pocket when it comes to doing shows like this. And we just love the fact that he is always there and always helping out the bigger cause. Now, check us out on social media while you're at it. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. All you got to do is look us up at Soundwaves TV, and you'll be able to find us on any of those preferred platforms. And remember, all through the show and beyond, go to soundwavestv.com. That's where you can make a contribution directly to the venues that you most care about and want to support. How do you do that? You buy some merch, a t-shirt, you get a gift card, you do something to support. Now, up next, some of our favorite Bay Area rockers, and to introduce them, one of our favorite correspondents, the one and only Baby Huey.
What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, and thank you again for watching Banding Together 2 from Soundwaves TV. And I love that the emphasis of this special is about protecting and saving our music venues, because let's be honest, if we don't have music venues, we don't have a music scene. We need places for bands to go out and perform at all over the Bay Area. Also, we need places for us fans to be able to go to and watch and support these bands. Also, places for our family and friends to come together and socialize. So if there's no music venues, I don't have a social life. But all kidding aside, this is a really important situation we have going on here. So please do what you can to help out. If there's a local music venue that you love, see if there's a GoFundMe page that you can contribute to, or maybe they're selling merch that you can buy a t-shirt and help them out. Also, check out this website, saveourstages.com. A lot of info there on how you can help out. So please do what you can. I know it's tough times right now. A lot of craziness is going on, but please save the arts, save our local music scene that way. All right, let's get back into the music. Time now for a band that we debuted at the Christmas special last year. Right now, they're working on their new album. But enjoy some music from my boys and Royal Rebels right here on Soundwaves TV.
Royal Rebels for you there on Soundwaves TV, banding together too. What's up, Morris Knight here, and thanks for watching. Really appreciate that. And what we're doing today is showing you all the ways that you can directly contribute to the venues who need it the most. In fact, go to soundwavestv.com, follow the banding together link, click through to your favorite venue, and make a difference. It's as simple as that. Of course, and every little bit goes a long way, right? Now, coming up, Chasta is going to be sitting down with Mickey Darius of the Independent Venue Alliance. They represent about 30 Bay Area venues, and so we've got a lot of great information coming up. But first, you saw this guy on The Voice, and now we've got him here on Soundwaves TV. Check this out from Jared Harper on Banding Together 2.
Safe haven. Tell me, do you need saving? I know a guy who died for you. At least I know you want me to. No, it won't be too long before the feelings got too strong. Away from thinking that it ain't too wrong. That thinking is as far as gone. I'll tell you one thing I like about you. Like the way you talk and say my name. But there really ain't one thing about you where I turn and walk the other way. But if I heard you say, hey baby, just one more day. So I've been thinking about you lately. Every now and then I do. Thinking what I like about you. So I've been thinking about you, baby. But if I know that one thing's true, it is what I like, it is what I like about you. Tell me you've been living far away, but you don't really like it. It wasn't really your taste anyway. We're running out of things to do, but that's only when I'm not with you. Something that I keep in mind, something I think of time to time. I'll tell you one thing I like about you. Like the way you talk and say my name. But there really ain't one thing about you where I turn and walk the other way. But if I heard you say, hey baby, just one more day. So I've been thinking about you lately. Every now and then I do. Thinking what I like about you. So you, baby. But if I know that one thing's true, it is what I like about you. So I've been thinking about you lately. Every now and then I do. Thinking what I like about you. So I've been thinking about you, baby. But if I know that one thing's true, it is what I like, it is what I like about you.
Hey guys, you're watching Banding Together from Soundwaves TV. I am Chasta, and I'm thrilled to get Mickey Darius on the line. He is from the Independent Venue Alliance here in San Francisco, doing the real work. How are you? It's so good to meet you.
I am doing super good, Chasta. Very nice to meet you as well. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned before we hit record here, I was like, you know what? You're kind of the crux of it. Like, we've been looking for people on the street doing the real work, making stuff happen to save the music, save the venues here in the Bay. And it seems like you're the guy. You know, I went a long way around to find you, by the way. I interviewed Cody Cowan earlier on the show in Austin. And then he was like, yeah, connect with this girl. And then she was like, no, connect with him. Independent Venue Alliance, tell us what you guys are, what you're doing, and how we can get involved.
Yeah, so that is There's a lot going on, obviously.
Yeah, I bet.
The world is, literally and figuratively on fire. But our venues, across the country are definitely taking a huge hit. And IVA, the Independent Venue Alliance, was formed to kind of address that. We're comprised of a growing number of San Francisco's independent venues. And I say growing number, we are consistently working on outreach and trying to we're still finding venues that we didn't know about and really trying to kind of add to that network. With the increasing corporate monopolization of the live music industry, we've already seen a mass loss of independent venues across the nation. That can definitely clearly be seen here in San Francisco. We're about, half the venues have either gone out of business or have been taken over in the last 5 years or both. Definitely a lot of struggling rooms. The Independent Venue Alliance has been formed to give a unified voice to independent venues with the hopes of banding together with similar groups across the state and country. It's not a union. It's not a chamber of commerce. It's not a business organization of any kind. It is an alliance. And by coming together, we can hopefully amplify our shared cause, not only through this current crisis, but beyond the crisis that was already decimating independent venues across the nation and world. What does it mean kind of in real life? What is that mission statement kind of, what are we doing? Number one, short term, get funding. That is mission number one.
Money is power right now.
Absolutely. And COVID's not going away anytime soon. And our industry absolutely needs, a oxygen mask. And right now it's going to be in the form of financial assistance, or there's just a ton more that are not going to make it through. It's just the reality of it. Any money that does come through is kind of going to be, it's like a Band-Aid on a gunshot, but anything's going to help. It's making sure that at least, as many as possible can be around to the next round to kind of then work on rebuilding. But right now it's just like trying to stop the hemorrhaging, and financial assistance is really going to be the best way that we can do that. I mean, we're looking at 6 months of losses almost now. And we need recovery funding for back rent and just other fundamental business costs that we are either in debt for right now or have kind of pending that we're going to have to deal with at some point.
Yeah. I love that you guys are raising money yourselves, and then I assume dispersing it. I don't know what your system is, but that you guys are able to get those funds out. That's a very easy way for people to get involved with your website, Independent Venue Alliance. If you just Google that, you'll find it. What is the exact website, by the way? IndependentVenueAlliance.com. Easy peasy. There you go. And it's your mission statement is there. The donate button is there. It is very, very easy to navigate. So that is one way. Also, Mickey, I've been saying for months now, just encouraging people to go to your favorite venue's website and see what merch they have to offer. Do they have gift cards? Like, what are they doing? Do they have a GoFundMe? What are they doing independently to be able to survive? Would you say that that's a good direct way, like the most direct way to help out?
That's huge. I mean, the first and foremost, these are the people that we're wanting to help.
Yeah.
Going to these venues, buying merch, going to the artists, buying merch. You're actually, if you're getting stuff for yourself, you're supporting the artist, you're keeping money within that ecosystem.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing bad about it. And, there's all these people clamoring, oh, I miss shows, I miss this and that. There's a super easy way to help. You can fish out $20. It's not whatever you're, saving by not going to these shows right now. You can kind of, it's a pretty easy way to kind of help out. And if everybody just kind of chips in that way, it's direct to the artist. It's direct to the venues. There's no, so yes, 100%. That is really kind of the first thing I would say,
I feel like some people might think when they go and they buy a t-shirt or whatever, they're like, oh, that's $20 or $30 or whatever it is. That doesn't feel like I'm doing very much. But think about if every single person who went to all these venues, went to all these shows, spent all this money on beer on a regular night. Just think of all of those people went and bought merch or supported in one way, what it could really do to a venue. It really could help bring it up. Cause like you said, that's direct link. Like, that's not going through anybody. That's not some huge conglomerate and then it trickles down a tiny bit. Like, you buy a shirt from Bimbo's gets that money immediately, which is something that I just did. So, it really is very important and very easy for people to get involved.
Yep. Agreed.
I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for doing what you're doing. It really is so incredibly important. Obviously, we're partial here at Soundwaves because we're music lovers, through and through, but it really is important. So everyone go visit independentvenuealliance.com. Give what you can. If you've got a bunch of money to give, do that. If you've got $5 to give, do that too. And support any way you can.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Chasta.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here. All right, you guys, we'll be right back. You're watching Banding Together here on Soundwaves TV.
Thank you for loving me. I know that it ain't so easy. You stayed and you believed. You never gave up on me. And all the ways that you amaze. Look at all the joy you bring. Your simple ways, your everyday. The only white song I sing like ooh, 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 ooh. Shine your light on me. Ooh, 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 ooh. The brightest I've ever seen. 'Cause love is the reason, the best kind of freedom. Thank you for being my man. You love me just as I am. And shine, and shine. You have the eyes to see part of me that couldn't dream. You showed me what it means to never give up on me. And all the ways that you amaze. Look at all the joy you bring. Your simple ways, your everyday. The only one song I sing like ooh, 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 ooh. Shine your light on me. Ooh, 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 ooh. The brightest I've ever seen. Love is the reason, the best kind of freedom. Thank you for being my man. You love me just as I am. And shine, and shine, and shine, 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 and shine.
Hey everybody, Dennis Willis here on Soundwaves TV for Banding Together 2. Thank you very much for watching, for supporting, for doing what you're doing to help save the venues that keep the lifeblood of this music industry going here in the Bay Area. We've got a lot of amazing stuff coming up, a lot of amazing performances. Coming up, our very own Morris Knight will perform. You didn't think we'd actually let him get off the hook. EllaHarp will be world premiering her brand new video. State Line Empire returns with a fury. And our good friend Sona returns with her amazing guitarist Matt Leyes. You're not going to want to miss that. It's really, really cool. But right now, we've got the first of two performances from two members of a rock and roll Bay Area dynasty. She is a rising star. He is a Doobie brother. And to introduce them is somebody who knows a little something about being a Doobie daughter. Please welcome Dana Keys.
Oh, hi. I'm Dana. As you can see, I have no musical ability. These Grammys, not mine. That's not the case for my Doobie cousin, Lara Johnston, who is one of the most talented people I've ever met. My dad was a huge fan of hers. The first time I heard her sing, he brought home this video of her singing in some junior high recital, a kid's show, basically. And I was like, how is that voice coming out of that little girl? She was phenomenal. Such a talented, beautiful human being. And that's one of the most special things about her, is she's beautiful on the inside. One of the kindest people you'll ever meet. I can't believe her music, that she writes herself, by the way, isn't played all over the radio. And that's gonna change when people hear her new song, Spacey. Enjoy.
I know you're not asking, but I'm feeling kinda spacey. Been a hell of a weekend. Now I'm turning on a Monday. Oh no, I'm saying no. Oh, much this girl is awesome, right? And his words keep leaking out. I think you might be right, babe, but at the wrong time. I'm coming undone. Wish I could be right. Here we are, signals this song are falling down to. Got my head in the clouds, feet feel a little bit lifted. Left my feet on the ground, while the world keeps spinning round. My orbit is broken, it's going. I'm at 48 hours going crazy. Just a little bit spacey. Just a little bit spacey, yeah. Oh, we're keeping it together. But baby, now you know me better. I'm just a little bit spacey. Oh, we're keeping it together. But baby, now you know me better. Got my head in the clouds, feeling a little bit lifted. Left my feet on the ground, while the world keeps spinning round. My orbit is broken, it's going. I've had 48 hours going crazy. Just a little bit spacey. Just a little bit spacey, yeah. Oh, we're keeping it together. But baby, now you know me better. Oh, we're keeping it together. I'm just a little bit spacey. Oh, we're keeping it together. But baby, now you know me better. Oh, we're keeping it together. I'm just a little bit spacey.
Yay!
Welcome back, everybody. Soundwaves TV. It's all about banding together too, and this is very, very, very important. A whole lot of fun's going on, but a whole lot of important information is coming your way about our entire music scene.
You know, we're kind of telling a story here. Hour one, our first act, was all about the problem. And we talked about what the issues were and what's still bothering us and what's still the problem that we need to, the mountain we need to climb here. Hour two, we're going to change the tone a little bit. And we're going to talk about, okay, we know what the problem is. How do we fix it? Well, we are going to actually give you ways that you can get involved, things that you can do. We're going to help you get into the mindset where you can just go, you know what? It's not just about, oh, there's a problem. This is what I can do to fix it. That's what we're going to do this hour.
And there are a great number of things you can do. You can go to the NEVA website and pick out a place to make a donation. Hell, our friends at Longboard Margarita Bar here in Pacifica, they're canning their own margaritas, and you could buy them at Oceana Market. You can do that. If you know that a bar or a venue is out there doing an extra thing, you can find that extra thing and you can support it. And if you just don't want to like think for yourself, just go to soundwavestv.com. We're going to have a page right there with all of the venues and their click-through pages. You can make a donation right there. And by the way, if you're not on that page and you have a venue, hit us up so we can get you on that page. We want to get you as much money as we possibly can to get through this time.
And in this solution, it's fun. You guys, like you just talked about Longboard's solution. They're selling margaritas, for God's sake. Like, go buy yourself some margaritas. And can I personally endorse them? They're fantastic. And you don't need a whole lot. I'm just going to say that.
That's true. They are strong.
That's why I got a margarita.
Right? I mean, the margaritas are amazing. Or you get a cool new shirt in the mail. You know, I mean, these things they're not difficult, and you getting something fun out of it, and you can feel good about supporting the place that you used to go have a lot of fun at, you know, because at the end of the day, we keep saying this, you want these places to exist on the back end of whenever the hell we're getting out of all of this. And if you really want it to exist, then you need to support it now. It's really simple. So soundwavestv.com, just to reiterate. All right, you guys ready to get back into some rock and roll? We're about to rock it.
Yeah, we are.
For real. You may remember on Banding Together 1.0, we had State Line Empire do a rockin' song. Well, they're back. They can't get enough. So they're doing another Shelter in Place version, of course. This time it's Awaken by State Line Empire, and you're about to awaken up. You're watching Banding Together here on Soundwaves TV.
Yeah, man. Listen.
Wow, has so much changed. I mean, look at me. I'm not even talking about the facial hair. I'm talking about the fact that I went gray. It's been so long since I've gone outside. Hey, no, it's Zach here from 1077 The Bone. And I joke, but things have been okay with me. I mean, we're staying safe here in the Bone Studios, keeping clean, trying to stay safe from the COVID-19. It's affected so many people in the Bay Area. And the entertainers, okay, the people that we need when we get back to normal, we need to keep afloat now. So banding together too with Soundwaves TV, help support your local musicians, your local venues, and keep it here on Soundwaves TV for more information on how you can do just that. And thanks for watching Banding Together too.
There's a train that's coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. Yeah. People get ready. There's a train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key. Open the doors and board them. There's hope for all among those love the most. Yes, there is, yeah. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to save his own. Have pity on those whose chances grow thinner, but there is no hiding place against the kingdom's throne. People get ready. There's a train that's a coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. Yes, I do
Hey guys, you're watching Soundwaves TV. I'm so excited to have on a local venue, representatives, owners of a local venue that I have been to a million times probably, Toots Tavern in Crockett. I've got Laura and Matthew on the line with me. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. How are you?
Doing good. I was alerted on Twitter from a patron of yours that you guys had a GoFundMe. And so I immediately clicked on and donated, and I started spreading the word. And I thought, you know what? This is exactly the example that we want to show of some of our favorite local venues that because of COVID have been closed down and are struggling and really need our help. So walk us through what this has been like for you guys.
Frustrating.
Sure.
It's very frustrating. It's sad. You know, we've poured all of our time and effort into this business.
Yeah.
And you know, we love the community. We love live music, and it's a bummer.
It's
been
such a bummer.
Financially hard for everybody.
Yeah. It's been hard, especially because we don't just deal with bar patrons. We have the promoters. The promoters have all the musicians and bands, so we can't give them answers. And that's the hardest part is we can't. The musicians are saying, can we play? Can we play? You know, I mean, we've got karaoke, we have DJs, and all the promoters, they're all asking, you know, what should we do? And there's no answers.
No idea.
There's nothing you can do as of right now.
Yeah.
Have you been doing anything like, I know that there's a lot of rules right now, to be fair. There's a lot of rules and they're hard to follow. Like some places I'm seeing are doing like takeout and to-go orders of alcohol, but they have to sell food too or something. Have you been trying to do any of that?
So we do. We actually have an off-sale license that's associated with the bar. So we've been doing off sale on Saturdays and Sundays from noon to 3.
Okay.
And a lot of our locals, we've got a lot of locals in town that love us and want to come out and support us. So we've been doing that. We've been selling hot dogs. We're looking into possibly setting up on the sidewalk. We're talking to a couple different people.
That's great.
County officials and stuff like that. So hopefully in the next few weeks, we have a little bit better understanding of all of these rules and regulations that we have to follow. Because obviously we do want to keep everybody safe.
Sure.
We want to make everybody feel comfortable. But we don't want to close up shop.
Yeah, this is your livelihood. I just want to point out that, you know, you guys are a small business. I'm a small business owner, and I totally understand. We own a music center that has also been shut down in great capacity. And, you know, here at Soundwaves, we're all about supporting the local music scene. And I think when people initially think about music venues, maybe they think of the big ones, you know, the Fillmore, the places like that, Great American Music Hall, Slim's, rest in peace. But those are all important places, of course. But I want people to dig a little further into your small local venues like you guys. You know, your brother and sister, you've owned this place since 2013. You've put all your blood, sweat, and tears into it. And we got to keep it alive. I mean, that's as frank as I can be.
I mean, this bar's been there since 1901 was when the bar was established.
Wow, that's incredible.
I mean, even during Prohibition, it operated as a speakeasy.
Wow, I just got chills. That's crazy.
The hotel upstairs, you know, it's been there forever, and nobody wants to see it go down. You know, and that's one of the reasons that Laura and I took over was because there was this great bar in this town that we loved, and it had been mismanaged for so many years, and it was on the brink of just going down. So we decided to
kick in.
Crazy.
I know, right? You lost your mind temporarily.
Yeah, we're like, okay, well, I guess now we own a bar.
I love that. But, you know, truly, I mean, Toots Tavern is a legendary place. Anybody who's a part of the Bay Area music scene knows. I mean, I have promoted Toots for years on the Bone. You guys have great shows, a great little place.
Thank you, yeah.
Of course, you know, that's what we're all about. Like I told you guys before I hit record here, you know, I've been supporting local music and local musicians since I was 19, which has been a hot minute. You know, so there's nothing more important to my heart than the music. And I mean, that's what I do for a living. So it's places like yours yours and people like you who keep this whole thing going. Because if there's no venues, and as we're, being very scarily reminded, if there's no venues right now, when we come out of this, whenever that's going to be, where are these artists going to play? The streaming's been great. And I'm glad that people have had an outlet in that way, but that's not what we want forever.
It's not the same. It's not the same experience, and
for either party, for either the musician or your patrons, and the energy is completely different. And it's been like I said, it's been a good hump for us to get past this, but we got to get back in your place and all of our favorite bars and venues. It's so super important. So I want to make sure that we're pushing everyone to help you guys out to your GoFundMe account. You can very easily find it. You go to tootstavern.com and it's like right there on the front page.
Right there. Big bear in the background.
Yeah, because we want to keep all of your staff employed. That's super important because I know it's not just you guys, it's your staff that you're wanting to keep healthy and happy and their families. And it, with small businesses, it goes on and on, that domino effect. So GoFundMe account, tootstavern.com. Make sure you're supporting Lara and Matthew and everyone there at Toots. We appreciate what you guys do, and you're in our hearts without a doubt.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys
absolutely
too.
And you guys have a $10,000 goal, but we want to blow right past that. So if you happen to go just go way past that. If you happen to go there and you see it's above the goal, don't even pay attention to that. Just keep on donating.
Keep going.
Every little bit. I just want to encourage everybody to, even a couple bucks. Like I've been saying that because people are strapped right now,
Sure.
Of course.
If you don't have 50 or $100 to throw down, no big deal. Just imagine if everybody gave $10, how much that would add up. Every little bit counts. So make sure you do it. tootstavern.com. Well, you guys take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for taking time with us today.
You do the same.
Thank you,
we really
Chasta.
appreciate it.
All right. You're watching Soundwaves TV. We'll be right back.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Stephen Kirk here with you on Banding Together 2, powered by Soundwaves. And thanks for spending your day with us. Now, we just saw Chasta's interview with the owner of Toots Tavern in Crockett. A great example of small businesses staying afloat however they can. Go to soundwavestv.com. You'll see a link there to make a contribution directly to them. And coming up, a powerhouse performance from Dress the Dead. South Bay rockers Drawing Heaven will join us. Jeremy Lyon, otherwise known as King Dream. EllaHarp will world premiere her brand new video. And we welcome Colombian-born Bay Area singer-songwriter Chika D. But right now, we're proud to introduce a member of the Soundwaves team. He's a Bay Area legend. He's a badass on the bass. He's Morris Knight. Check him out right here. Banding Together 2, powered by Soundwaves.
Whoa, pirates, yes, they robbed by, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, 'cause all I ever had, redemption songs, songs of freedom.
Hey, this is Shannon Kaler from the Stone Foxes, and I have an idea, a way for you to support venues like the Independent, the Rickshaw, the Chapel, and lots of other bands that you love during this crazy COVID time, so that we all still exist when this is, over. So the idea is make yourself turkey sandwiches to save money, or eat more PB&J. PB&J is delicious, and it saves you a little bit of coin. And with that extra coin, you can go online and buy bands t-shirts or donate to your favorite venue in town. So just eat in a little bit, have a little less delivery. Okay, I know that's asking a lot, but it's working for me. I'm saving boatloads. Anyway, thanks for supporting everybody. Bye.
Or did you build that wall to keep me away? And did you build it far and build it wide to hide yourself inside? Is it better that way? Or have you taken down the paintings and words? And did you bury all the brightness and shut out the music and birds? And is it better unheard? Does it sound better? Oh, 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 did you build that wall to keep me away? And does it keep out all your colors but your black and brown and blue and gray? And is it better this way? Do you feel better, eh? Oh, 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 and is it better this way? Do you feel better, eh? And is it better this way?
Hey, everybody, you're watching the Banding Together edition of Soundwaves TV, and I'm very excited to welcome Michelle Delaney, one of the owners of 111 Minute Gallery. How you doing, Michelle?
Great. Hi, Dennis. Thanks for having me.
Of
I really
course.
appreciate it.
You know, 111 Minute is one of those amazing places you may have stumbled into at some point. Maybe you saw an art show. Maybe you went dancing. Maybe you got some coffee. You guys do so much cool stuff down there. Let's walk back a little bit. Tell me about your relationship with 111 Minute and maybe a little bit of the history if people don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So 111 Minute started in one room, which we now call the Frank Zappa room, but it started in one room with the founder, Ming Young. He was an artist as well. He's a painter. And so he really wanted to start an art gallery. However, he's like, okay, we need to have a little more fun, right? Ming's a very fun guy.
Of course.
So music and drinking, it started with a beer and wine license, was just going to be part of the fun, right? And then also because he's a very inclusive person, right? And respects the arts, it was like, let's have some dancers in here. Oh, you want to play some music? Well, let's play some music in here. So just this like all-encompassing, awesome little world.
And how long has it been around?
27 years.
27 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Cool.
93 is when he started it. Wow.
So it's an amazing place with a great vibe and a high fun quotient. What happens in March when all of a sudden everything stops? How did you guys react to that? How did you pivot into what you ended up doing now, which is more of an online situation? But I don't want to get ahead of myself. What happened back in March, like when you guys were like, holy crap, we have to close?
Yeah, no, it was weird. I mean, it was so weird for me. I remember, so on March 6th, we had an art opening and it was called Canceled.
It's called Canceled.
It was called Canceled.
Wow.
And I remember that week when people would be calling and being like, oh, is your art show canceled? I'm like, no, it's just called Canceled. Like, it's not canceled, and this was still when everything was like fine-ish, right? And I remember that night on March 6th, and it was just like, oh my gosh, great art show, fun, drinking, friends, hugs. Like, it was awesome. It was such a fun night. And then it was like, literally kind of that weekend was just this kind of announcement that like, oh my gosh, this COVID thing has come into our town and like people need to go hide, they need to go run and hide. And it was like that. It was like all of a sudden the next week was like, whoa, wait a minute. Our employees don't even need to be here. There is nobody here to buy coffee. There's no one here to buy alcohol. We were just like, okay, we're all just going to go hide for a minute and everything's going to be cool. Everything's going to be fine. They're going to figure this out. Like, government's going to figure this out. The scientists are going to help us. Like, and we're all going to calm down. Everyone's having a freak out moment. And then it was really crazy when it was like, whoa, this is real. This is for real. We are in that movie. We are in a bad, like Stephen King.
Right. No, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. And so full disclosure, you and I met because I produce for How Live, and we just did this massive production, which was the 111 Minute Gallery webcast, which was a 3-day art show with all kinds of fun content. It was such a blast from this end of the camera. You guys just seemed like you were having so much fun, but it was this really cool hybrid of like what could come next. How did you guys decide, like, well, we're closed, what are we going to do? How did you transition into an online art show?
I was like, wait a minute, there's all this cool stuff and all these cool artists. And I work with people like, we always, because at Minna, to back up a little bit, at Minna, we were always really open to all the arts and just putting everything together. We'd have live music, DJs, dancing, comedy, art. We just really like to have fun and mash up the arts there. And so it was funny. So we got together with Richard Ciccarone, who he's just awesome. He's like a comedy writer, who's a producer, and the idea of like Sonny and Cher and Donnie and Marie and a variety TV show, Lawrence Welk. That just makes sense to us, right? Like, that's solid gold, right? It's just
totally,
yeah. That we grew up on, and we're like, variety show, hi. And we did it really quickly, and it was amazing. And what a great job everybody did. I was so proud of them. You just like Spike Slauson and Kamal and Renee and, Chloe and Jadeo, like they just, you just say, hey, you guys, we're going to put together this online live streaming variety art TV show.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do it? Yeah. And everyone's so excited to do something and have a project and be able to practice their art. And for me, it was just like, oh, it felt so good to have like art back on the walls at Minna, and it felt so good to be like just doing these projects.
111 Minna Gallery is going to survive. You're going to weather the storm. I know that with my heart of hearts. I know that there's going to be a time when we all get together and party again. But how can people support the gallery right now?
Well, right now, we do have a GoFundMe up still, GoFundMe 111 Minna Gallery. Of course, buying some pieces of art. I had some people come down today. It's like, it's so great because we can get some money to the artists. So we have lots of pieces on the walls. I can show you via what Dennis filmed. I can show you via Zoom. And also, you can come down and socially distance safely, come view on.
So you're taking appointments where people can come in and have personal showings.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's great.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's really nice because I can just let you in and I can just stand back and there's some hand sanitizer and go, and go have the full experience. So that's awesome. I did it today with this guy and he bought the dark unicorn head.
Oh, I remember that piece.
Yeah, he's like, I love this unicorn head and we're going to name it Pinky. I was like,
exactly.
Awesome. I haven't even told Marina Berlin that sold, but I'll let her know.
That's great. And how long will people be able to do this? How long will the show be happening in this?
So we'll leave this one up for 2 months.
Okay, cool.
Is our goal. And then start lining up. We have art shows that were coming up. So if those artists that were supposed to do in-person ones with us liked what we did and are interested, we have like a lot of great artists lined up for the next couple of years. So it'd be really neat to do stuff with them.
That's awesome. Well, I fell in love with Minna Gallery. We're in. Let us know how we can work together, how we can have fun together, and just lift this whole thing up.
Yay. Thank you, Dennis.
Awesome. Thank you very much for coming on. And again, go to 111 Minna Gallery, hit up their GoFundMe, support them, support artists. That's what we're doing here on Banding Together. And Michelle, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys.
Hey, what's happening, party people? Morris Knight here on Soundwaves TV, banding together with some awesome, exciting info coming your way. I mean, maybe you already know, maybe you already heard it, but if not, well, either way, I'm going to hit you with it again anyway. It's all about brand new episodes of Soundwaves TV coming to the Coffee TV family. Yeah, how exciting is that, right? Of course, you well know I'm quite familiar with the folks at Coffee TV 20, right? So I'm very excited about that. Set your calendars for Saturday night at midnight. Make plans to stay up with us, hang out, have a whole lot of fun, or set your DVRs. Your Saturday nights just got a whole lot dang better. Again, that's midnight, brand new episodes of Soundwaves TV on Coffee TV 20. All right, check this out. Frantic Romantic is going to be returning to the show. Mickelson's going to play a song from his amazing new album. Dress the Dead is going to melt your faces with a virtual performance. The boys from Kingsborough will join us, and we'll talk to Tony and Thomas from Rusty Chains about a very special program that they have coming up. Now, what do you do when you can't go to the show? You have the show come to you. Take it away, Chasta.
Hey guys, you're watching Soundwaves TV banding together. So excited to have Andrew St. James on the line with me. What an amazing artist I have been introduced to with you. I'm so excited to chat. How you doing today?
Doing very, very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Dude, I got to tell you, what you have been doing, roaming through the streets of San Francisco, playing music for people, what an uplifting thing during these crazy times. Tell everybody what you've been doing and how you decided to start doing this.
Man, so essentially, I mean, like every other touring and working musician, I had all sorts of plans for 2020. And when everything was canceled, I spent probably the first 2 months feeling, sitting at home and kind of like taking a second and kind of starting to feel bad for myself. And, all sorts of that and all sorts of stuff like that. And then I got to the point where, I have a kind of creative partner, and we were talking about, what can we do? We can't just sit around and do nothing, So she came up with an idea. Her name's Ashley Graham. She came up with an idea for drive-by shows in a way that, where we would essentially pull up in front of people's houses on by request. We attempted it, and the first time we did it, I think we were fairly nervous about if people were going to be responsible, if it was actually going to be safe. And so we did like a test run, and when we did the test run, it was really astounding how people reacted to the music. Number one, it's almost like totally different. It's like after several months of no live entertainment, people are like even more stoked about it. As it's kind of progressed, it's turned into this whole kind of thing. It's been interesting to experience.
Yeah, it really is. It's a thing now. I mean, I've read about it in the Chronicle and Mercury News. I saw it on TV the other day, which is awesome for you. I don't know that that's necessarily why you did this, but hey, it's a good outcome, right?
Yeah,
yeah, I think it caught fire because people were desperate to have human connection. It was like all of a sudden the rug got pulled out from us with Corona, and our entertainment got taken away, which is important, but human connection. I just want to make sure I ask this important question. So are you going to continue to do these drive-by concerts and stuff? Is this something you're planning to do? Because God knows when we're getting out of this.
Right. Well, yes, is the short answer. But it's been interesting because at first, again, it was like, friends and friends, right. and like the people were, it worked, and obviously there's like, more kind of stuff happening and got on the television and people started hitting me up, and it kind of went from like really lighthearted, like seeing people used to come. I threw parties for a while, once at Amnesia once a month, and then also at the chapel before this thing was kind of obviously put all that on hold. And a lot of at first it was like the people who went to the shows already, like people I kind of already saw around, like party people essentially. Yeah. And then it went from there to like this place where I don't know, like people that were like like older people that are in their house and like can't see anybody, and like people with like sick children, and like it went from like kind of the regular party vibe to this like whole thing where it felt like it feels like more of like a community thing now. And it's interesting. It's interesting because I've like playing in town. I played in Oakland. We've gone north and south as well, but like playing out in the city, like we'll be playing to like two people who called for us to come up and or DM me on Instagram is how it works. But and then suddenly we'll look around and there'll be people in their windows, like all like looking out, and like people on the sidewalk across the street and like crazy shit that's just like, it's like, it's really kind of mind blowing. Like the amount of conversations I've heard about people being like, yo, like I haven't like never talked to my neighbor, but then there's the neighbor.
Yeah, right.
It's like, whoa, I don't know. It's what I'm trying to say is that it's kind of become something bigger than I would have thought. And it's like not even about the music really. Like we're saying like, it's really about that, like it's community building. That's really what's happening.
That's the beauty of what music does, the human connection, as I mentioned in the beginning of this. That's music it connects us all. I mean, music is the reason I have so much of the wonderful things and people in my life. So at the end of the day, it really does connect us. And I think that's really special for you. Good on you, Andrew. So if people want to connect with you and they want to have you do a drive-by and some music in their windows, I guess, if you will, how do they connect with you?
So you just find me on Instagram, DM me on Instagram.
Easy enough. Andrew St. James, and slide into the DMs.
It won't be weird, I promise.
Yeah, right. Won't get weird. We swear. Yeah. So make sure you look up Andrew St. James. I do highly recommend your music because it really does something to the soul. So thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you very much.
You were literally born to do it. In fact, I think you were meant to do it before you were even born, as we covered. So
somehow.
All right, you guys, we'll be right back. You're watching Soundwaves TV.
Hi, my name is Andrew St. James, and this song is called Olivia. Can you hear me now? Mistress of Mercy, Miss Controversy, dressed in a coma on the Lower East Side, found in the basement, and to your amazement, there's no one by your side. There's no one by your side. Lady so lucid, you had disputed all the merits in your new career. Locked in a safe box with rosé and Botox, your years they disappear. Your years they disappear. Turn back to Jesus, won't really please us. You need commitment to calm your own mind. Girls on the mantle, looking real gentle. You're the last of your kind. The last of your kind.
That was a Banding Together exclusive performance from Andrew St. James. Now, prior to that, you saw his interview with Chasta, right? You heard the man. If you want a private concert on your street, reach out to him on social media and he'll hook you up. Yeah, I wonder if he'll make a house call to L.A. Dude, I got a couch. Up next, we are proud to welcome a Colombian-born singer and songwriter who makes her home in San Francisco. She's performed with the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Ozo Motley. And right now, she makes her Soundwaves premiere. Please welcome Chika D.
Y para todos los románticos. Ay, 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 ay. Yo estaba sola esperando tu llamada. Tú andabas fuera, en camino te encontraba. Mientras tú llegas me fumo un pucho y me tomo un ron. Llegó tu texto, yo toda emocionada. Voy a la ducha para salir volada. Me pongo falda, luz apretada y uso tacón. No sabes cómo pienso en todo lo que va a pasar. Mi mente es un exceso, ay, que no puedo controlar. No sabes cómo pienso en todo lo que va a pasar. Mi mente es un exceso, ay, que no puedo controlar. Tócame, ven, bésame, ven, mírame. Di que sientes, llevamos poco pero es suficiente. Llevamos poco, pero es suficiente. I feel the vibe, the night is getting darker. The sky is clear, we do an empty parking. Let's do the countdown, 3, 2, 1. You can undress me now. No sabe cómo pienso en todo lo que va a pasar. Mi mente es un exceso, ay, que no puedo controlar. No sabe cómo pienso en todo lo que va a pasar. Mi mente es un exceso, ay, que no puedo controlar. Tócame, ven, bésame, ven, mírame. Di que sientes, llevamos poco pero es suficiente. Tócame, ven, bésame, ven, mírame. Di que sientes, llevamos poco pero es suficiente. Me estoy imaginando tu mano tocando mi piel, motores calentando. Hoy no te quiero detener. Me estoy imaginando tu mano tocando mi piel, motores calentando. Hoy no te quiero detener. Tócame, ven, bésame, ven, mírame. Di que sientes, llevamos poco pero es suficiente. Tócame, ven, bésame, ven, mírame. Di que sientes, llevamos poco pero es suficiente. Come kiss me now. Llevamos poco pero es suficiente. Come touch me now. Come kiss me now. Llevamos poco pero es suficiente. Gracias.
Hey, so think about something. Every time you get in the car and you turn on the radio, you listen to your favorite song, right? Or maybe something pops up and brings a joy and emotion because it was a memory, it was a first kiss, or it was a moment that you remember with your best friends and driving somewhere down the highway. Well, all of those moments, that music you're listening to came from somewhere. Think about it. Someone was maybe at home in their bedroom or their garage, just playing the guitar, thinking of words, putting together music, coming from their heart and letting that sound out. And here you are enjoying it and listening to it. Well, that sound brings us a ton of joy. It brings us so many things in our lives. And everywhere you go, music is there. And no one wants to see it go away. Right now, with this COVID-19 pandemic, that industry is hurting, and it is hurting a lot. Kudos to Soundwaves TV for doing this, to bringing a call to action for all of us to do something about it, to save these venues and to save and help these musicians who are trying so hard to bring that love and passion to all of us with their sound, with their songs, and with their music. Think about this. When you're walking down the street and you see some kid just hanging out, playing his guitar, he's got a bucket out, you throw a couple bucks in the bucket? Sure, I do. It's the same thing. Every little bit counts. So if you have it in your heart, if you have it in your wallet to just share some change, share a couple of bucks to support the industry, it would make the biggest difference. It really, really would. Maybe I'm a little sensitive to this because I come from a family of musicians. I married a musician. My stepson is really, really trying and putting all his love and effort into his music and his passion with his band, which, you know, what they were doing was all cut short because of COVID-19. They were on the brink of something big and amazing. And I know they'll get there. But right now, everything's on pause. I know we thought this wasn't going to last this long, but we're still here. We're still social distancing. We're wearing masks. We're doing the best we can. But venues, musicians are still being hit very, very hard. So if you have it in your pocket, every little bit counts. And please help your local industry. Help the music in your community. Help the venues that will be there, hopefully, when all this is over and we can come together and enjoy that sound and that love and that passion that's brought to us from all of these wonderful, talented people. Thanks. And thank you, Soundwaves TV. You guys are awesome.
Somewhere in this town. See, the boys and me, we don't like it, so we're getting up and going down. High, low, looking right to left. If you see us coming, I think it's best to move away. Do you hear what I say from under my breath? Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak somewhere in the town. Tonight it's gonna be a jailbreak, so don't you be around. Don't you be around. Tonight there's gonna be trouble. Some of us won't survive. See, the boys and me mean business, busting out dead or alive. I can hear the hound dogs on my tail. All hair breaks loose along the sirens wail. Like the game, if you lose, go to jail. Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak somewhere in the town. Tonight it's gonna be a jailbreak, so don't you be around. Tonight there's gonna be trouble. I'm gonna find myself in. Tonight there's gonna be trouble, so go and stay with a friend. Now, you know it's safer. Systems fail. Hey, you, good-looking female, come here. Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak somewhere in the town. Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak, so don't you be around. Tonight there's gonna be trouble. I'm gonna find myself in. Tonight there's gonna be trouble, so go and stay with a friend.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is hour 3 of Banding Together 2, powered by Soundwaves. I'm Stephen Kirk, and of course, we've got Chasta, Dennis, and Morris here. And hey, you just saw a little while ago Andrew St. James, and we were talking about just the top of the last hour how we were going to do things, how we were going to change things, how we were actually going to affect our environment and change what's going on. Well, that's one way to do it right there. See, hour 3 is all about the party. This is how we perform. This is how we celebrate. This is how we just have a good time and make a difference while we're doing it.
It's really how you figure out to just keep moving forward. You know, people in music and creative people, they're resilient. You know, we always figure out a way. And I love that Andrew St. James really figured out a positive way. He was like, all right, I'm going to take myself. If the people can't come to me, I will go to the people. He's like Grubhub for music. Like you can just dial him up.
I like that.
All right.
Wow. Somebody should totally do that. Holy crap. Okay, we're going to delete this part from the show because that's going to be our idea.
I just gave away $1 million idea, just right off the top of my head. But, you know, I mean, it's true. It's like, you know, I just want to dial up some happiness in the form of music. So I'm going to order it up and then boom, there pops Andrew St. James. Like it's so cool that he does that. But that's how, you know, rock and roll and music, that it is. We just do it.
And that's one of my favorite things about just music in general, rock and roll. I love how no matter what's going on, the people that really are into it, be it the people that are music lovers or the people that are making the music or the people that are promoting it, it's just one big family that no matter what's going on in the world, they always say the cure is always in music. And so it just keeps on pushing forward. So during this whole pandemic and social distancing and all this stuff that's going on, still, you know, there are musicians, there are people that really love to celebrate the scene, making things happen in new and creative ways. And, you know, that's one of the things I love, the fact that, you know, okay, we can't always do it like we've been doing it before. We hope some of the traditional ways that we have enjoyed, you know, good live rock and roll will come back. We know it will. It's just a matter of time. But what do we do in the meantime? I have the worst case of musical adult ADD of life. I can't be sitting down.
Right.
So one of the things I've been that I'm enjoying, and a lot of people have, are the Alameda County Fairgrounds drive-in concerts. Mm-hmm. And you're like, wait a minute, what you mean, like drive-in, like back in the day when we were kids, we go to the drive-in movies in our car and watch a show from our car, and that's exactly what it's all about. And at first it sounds kind of funny, but then you get out there and people are showing up in droves, selling the whole thing out. And I mean, to see these awesome tribute bands out there, and there's been many of them, put on these shows, and people are just completely delighted about the whole thing. It really lifts your mood up. It really helps you pull your head up and hold your head up, because music is healing. And when you're used to going to see live shows, you definitely would miss going out a lot if this kind of thing wasn't happening. I love how creative this thing has always been, and it really, really does speak to the spirit of rock and roll. We're going to keep on pushing no matter what.
You betcha. You betcha. Now, by that, I hope we're not still doing Banding Together 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Within a couple of years. But you know what? If we have to, we will.
That's
We've
right.
been doing Soundwaves Christmas for 30 years, and we're going to do here whatever we need to do to support the music community. And I would rather not be anywhere but here.
That's right. Amen to that.
So we're going to get back into the music now. I am so thrilled. I love this guy. I asked him to come on the show, and I got an album out of the deal. Actually, I take that back. I bought this album. I proudly plunked down my money, and I supported a local artist, and you're going to love him too. Let's hear from Mickelson.
don't recognize anymore. Don't you stop packing yet. In 24 hours we'll all forget. These are the rollbacks that no one will ever read. These are the callbacks. We'd rather be rich than green, but oh, don't you stop packing yet. In 24 hours we'll all forget. They're the last one to cry wins. This is the tone slip. The message is always clear. This is the conflict. Don't bother to look over there at all. It's hard to play fools in the land of a king. The game is over before it begins. And the last one to cry wins. This is the lockdown. The devil is at your door. This is your hometown. You don't recognize anymore.
One, two.
Driving on the lane, rain pouring down, Jim James singing a hillside song, thinking of the women that I've loved best, the one who waited in
Greetings, Soundwaves. This is Frantic Romantic. We miss you guys. We can't wait to get back and support you any way we can. We appreciate all the support you've shown our band and for the local music scene all throughout the San Francisco Bay Area. We love and appreciate every one of you guys. Morris, Chasta, Dennis, Steven. We miss you guys. We hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy as well. And we look forward to coming back and playing for Soundwaves TV again. Take care.
That's it. We always close our set with this song. So for Grandma and little Timmy, time to strap in. This guy knows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Waste of time. Do you think of me before you cry? You call me back and you hope I come around. Will I fall apart before your crown? Will you read the things you show me now? I could have been made to be your slave. Left to high ocean, the stars will shine for you a little brighter than yesterday. I wrote this song for you. I hope it reminds you of everything that's good. Into the trap, how we make it easy. To the trap, how it never seems to end. It's never gone, despite my 1,000 years beyond. Can stand to feel your emptiness. Someone else to bring you this. And when I hide, your appetite's not far behind. Hunted down and pacified. I used to be a mountain high. I could have made to be your slave. There is no place left till high ocean. The stars will shine for you a little brighter than yesterday. I wrote this song for you. I hope it reminds you of everything that's good. Into the trap, how we make it easy. Into the trap, how it never seems to end. What does this mean to you? I feel it's complicated. It's too late to change it. Our hearts will fight to change it. Whoa, see you again, but she knows that you'll be wicked. Keep going. Keep.
Hey guys, you're watching Banding Together from Soundwaves TV. I am Chasta. I'm so excited to have David Lee Roth. Randy from Hot for Teacher on with me. How are you? It's so good to see you.
I'm wonderful. You too, Chasta.
I'm thrilled to get you on for a ton of different reasons. I mean, first of all, let's just say I've been a long fan of yours. I've seen you play for years, and I talk about you all the time on The Bone. And when I heard you were kind of in cahoots, putting on these drive-in theater shows at the Alameda County Fairgrounds, I was like, oh my God, I need to get Randy on and talk about that because I think it's so special what you're doing.
Yeah. It's a little bit of time's passed. It's been 4 months ago. I got a phone call about potentially doing this and asking if Hot for Teacher would love to do it. And of course we were. I mean, being a science person, my first thing was, are we doing this right, socially distanced,
Yes.
and what are the intentions? And so I put together the lineup for those shows that went very well, sold out.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one was a few cars light, but that was the first day in all of California where we had the first live show on June 12th. And then the 13th was sold out. And then we've done a handful plus of those since then, and most of them are sold out. So it's gone real well.
That's so cool, Randy. You do it all. I just want to point out, I mean, I don't think there's a chance that anyone doesn't know who Hot for Teacher is, but just in case, Van Halen tribute band, iconic here in the Bay. You guys have been around and you play so often.
21st year.
21st? It is 21st not.
Year. Yeah, Chasta, I'm finally legal. I think I'll have a drink when we're done.
Well, I've lived here in the Bay for almost 15 years, and I remember you guys in my whole existence here. So, wow, that's really cool. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's an eternity in tribute world.
Yeah, right? No kidding. But it's also very cool. You mentioned science. You're a scientist or a science teacher by day and a rock star by night. That's an incredible little mix there.
I wear a couple of hats. You can probably see behind me on the screen here, there's some posters. My stepfather discovered Pluto's moon Charon in 1978 and named it after my mother, Charlene. And when New Horizons was launched in 2006, it took 9 years to get to Pluto. I'm with the New Horizons team. So, and then it's past Pluto and went to the Kuiper Belt object, and the close approach to that was New Year's Eve 2018. TikTok 2019, I was 5 minutes before midnight backstage hanging with Dr. Brian May, who's on the team as well.
Wow.
Brian May.
Oh my, Brian May. Yes, everyone knows that he's like an astrophysicist or something crazy like that, right?
Yes. Yeah. So music, rock and roll, and science really do transcend. I mean, basically sound engineering.
Sure. Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, I'm no scientist, but I'll take your word for it.
and then I'm fortunate enough to be a middle school science teacher at one of the top performing public schools in the state in Walnut Creek. Go Foothill Griffiths.
Yes. What do your students think about taking class from David Lee Roth?
They have a great time. We did, whenever I play locally, I have a number of students and families come out to it. The last time we did was at the Walnut Fest last September, and I had about 200 students. I was coming in on the golf cart, and they saw me, and it was like Elvis was coming into the building. It was crazy.
That is
They tried to do mosh pits to Van Halen. I stopped them from doing that while we're doing the show, but it was a hoot.
Good for you. What a great influence you are to these kids in a couple different ways. I mean, with science is the obvious answer, but also musical inspiration. You know, I'm obviously such a believer in music. That's all I do for a living. I'm married to a professional musician, so music is our life. So it's really cool that you're giving these kids kind of double inspiration in whatever path they might go down.
Follow your dreams. I mean, just follow your dreams. Don't take no for an answer. If you really want to do it, you have to work hard, and luck is just purely taking advantage of opportunity when opportunity knocks. So.
Absolutely. I love it. That is so cool. That's so exciting. Well, I just want to make sure that everyone is paying attention to Alameda County Fairgrounds. Their website is alamedacountyfair.com. Is that right?
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to touch base with you recently, we have seen the platform shows happening in the UK. Basically, you know, out in a big, it's like a festival kind of area, big grassy knoll. I know you saw those. And people have their own like platforms. You guys are doing the drive-in, roll-in, rock-out thing, which is awesome. How do you feel about that platform idea? Is that like financially sustainable?
I think maybe what they're trying to do is, well, to me, I think it almost looks like they're on safari.
Yeah.
You know?
They're like on these raised
for the elephants or Simba down there. But, however you want to do it to get the people out, I don't know if you need to be on a platform, if that maybe helps them see over everybody better or
Maybe.
not. What the reason behind that, to me, it looks awful expensive. I think any way to get people out, as long as you're adhering to the best guidelines and you're outside and you have the breeze blowing things away. During the day, if it's daylight hours, you have UV radiation killing the bugs. You know, that's the science hat on here.
Yes.
And so the thing that I was most adamant about wearing that science hat was that we would be, when we started this, industry leading best practices, socially distanced and mask wearing. So when you're not right by your vehicle and you get up and you do any moving to a porta-john, a bathroom or whatnot, or to go get the snack, that you need to be wearing that mask. Everyone has been so wonderful and reciprocal of understanding that, so we've had no problems at all at the Alameda County Fairgrounds. In fact, the reason we picked Alameda County Fairgrounds was because it's the most stringent on the health codes in the state. So if we can open it up here, there should be no reason not to have it everywhere else.
Oh, that's good to know. That's great. So you're going to perfect it where it's hardest and then it's easy everywhere else. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm fortunate enough to have a near $1.5 to $2 million stage set up with all these industry professionals, 2 giant LCD screens, 3 HD TV cameras with an industry pro mixing it all. We have a split front of house board where the bands get all of the video that's been all mixed by an industry pro. It's all HD, super high res, and they get a nice mix. One of the things I noticed after our first show was it's so high res, unless you have the video editing software, you can't really view it or see it. So we added a MP4 component to record that as well, so the bands get that right away to be able to watch or promote.
Oh, that's great.
I also added a 24 multi-track system to it, so the bands get all the feed, the audio feed, and they can take it back and go in the studio and remix anything that they want. They can make their own live DVD, any kind of promotional material. This is like $3,000 to $5,000 of product. Boom, just doing your show.
Well, I just want to personally thank you for doing what you're doing. This is so cool. Absolutely. I've got to make it out there. As you can imagine, finding a sitter during COVID is a little tricky. But I'm going to make it across the bay to go to one of your shows.
You can bring your young one if you want to.
I know. This is what's funny. This is what's funny. He just turned 4.
4?
Just turned 4.
I was 5 on my first concert. I was my mother's date. My mother and real father got divorced. So she took me at 5 years old as her date to the Cole Field House at the University of Maryland. And I sat down and out comes this lady and she sits behind the drums and she swings the mic in front of her and she starts playing the drums and singing like an angel. It was Karen Carpenter.
Oh my gosh.
I told my mom the reason why I became a musician, I wanted to be a drummer, but we lived in apartments. She would not get me drums, you know.
Yeah.
So I started off playing guitar and bass when I got older and never got into the drum part so much. But the reason I'm a musician is because my mom took me at 5 years old and I saw the Carpenters and that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, I am like covered in chills. You can't see it, but it's like,
so I would suggest bringing your child.
I'm just
You never know what'll happen.
He feels like such a baby to me, but you're right. He's 4. He's not a baby anymore.
He will absorb that. He'll just go, whoa.
It'll blow his little mind. You're right. You're so right. I'm bringing him. It's happening. All right, Randy. Well, thank you so much for being here. Like I said, thank you so much for doing what you do. Everybody, make sure you're supporting local music. Check out what they're doing at the Alameda County Fairgrounds. They're going to continue to do this, continue to entertain us even in these crazy times. All right, you guys, thank you for being here. We'll be right back. You're watching Banding Together from Soundwaves TV.
Banding Together 2 on Soundwaves TV, heading on into the final stretch.
Thank you so much for still hanging out with us. That's a whole lot of fun, and you don't want to miss out because we still have a whole lot of great stuff to get to. In fact, this is what's on the way. We'll tell you all the details about the Rusty Chains Chris Cornell tribute for San Francisco suicide prevention. Also, a brand new performance from The Devil in California. And also a final appearance from Lara Johnston and her famous father, Doobie brother, Tom Johnston. You don't want to miss out on that. Stick around. It's all on the way. But first, you may have seen this performance a few months ago when it appeared as part of the South Bay SOFA Virtual Music Festival. I'm telling you, the first time I saw these guys was at Vinny's in Concord. I'm telling you, I was so impressed. I jammed right over to the merch table to grab this shirt right here for some total face-melting badassness. Man, these guys are a powerhouse. We have played their videos many times here before on Soundwaves TV, but this is their first live performance for us. Check this out from Dress the Dead on Banding Together 2 on Soundwaves TV.
Oh,
Hey, everybody, you're watching Banding Together on Soundwaves TV, and we are thrilled to welcome two members of the Soundwaves TV family, Tony and Thomas from Rusty Chains. And this event we're going to talk about is absolutely amazing.
I'm so excited that this event is happening because they do this Chris Cornell tribute every year, and they raise great money for San Francisco suicide prevention, and nothing is stopping them. They're doing it virtual this year, but you're doing it nonetheless. Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. And so we're making that announcement. I guess nobody really knows until now that this is happening, but it's a thing, right?
It's the truth. We've barely been putting anything out on social because I feel like that everyone's nose has been to the grindstone just trying to get this thing done. You know, when pandemic and shelter in place was happening, we were kind of thinking, oh man, let's keep the date. You know, you never know, And so Thomas and I got to a point where we probably canceled that show fairly early because we knew that if we held out too long, we might not have the bandwidth to actually do it virtually. So we made the call pretty early, but it was a hard decision then, but it was the right decision in the end because now there's no shows like forever, and we're feeling pretty good that we got a jump start on planning this thing because Thomas, how many songs do we have? I don't even know.
26 songs for this event.
26 songs.
Oh my God. All Soundgarden, Chris Cornell solo stuff, like a little bit of everything he's done, right?
We're in the spoon in the need of shine. I lost my head again. Would you lie for me?
Yeah, we tried to keep it. Our typical MO is, of course, the Seattle thing. But, with this event every year, we try to expand on that a little bit. And Chris's repertoire kind of is a global repertoire. And we get to go there with this event every year. So we're very well-rounded as far as everything Chris has ever touched. And some of Chris's favorite songs are in the set too. He's done covers throughout his career, so we're throwing those in there as well.
Covers of covers.
Well,
covers
just so everybody knows, because I don't think we mentioned it, this is a tribute to Chris Cornell. You've been doing it since really weeks
shortly after he passed.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this has become a real tradition, and it's to raise money for suicide prevention, which is unbelievable. I can't personally thank you guys enough for doing this, but I just, what a contribution to the Bay Area.
Well, we appreciate it. The kind words, it's something that we've, ever since Chris passed, or he was close to our heart, his music was close to our heart, we knew we immediately had to do something that had nothing to do with making a dollar for ourselves. And here we are, this is our fourth round. And, we've raised literally tens of thousands of dollars for San Francisco suicide prevention, trying to keep it local, trying to keep it, in the most needed suicide prevention hub in the Bay Area is San Francisco. Yeah. And they're well on board. They always appreciate what we do. And it's damn near a tearful moment when we drop off checks to these guys, because they're just always blown away and always super thankful. And Thomas and I, it's the highlight of our year, not because Chris passed, but because we get to do something to help people that might find a way out of that darkness,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, suicide prevention and awareness is important to all of our hearts because we've all lost somebody due to suicide. So it's something really important to us. And, right now with everything going on in 2020, the depression, anxiety, and suicide rates are skyrocketing. And there's no better time for us to highlight this issue. And the fact that you guys are raising money for it is so powerful. And with rock and roll and Chris Cornell's legacy, it's such a beautiful thing. I'm thrilled. I'm bummed we were supposed to MC it in real life on stage with you guys.
Well, you're still going to be there. there.
We're going to MC it virtually. So we'll still be there and still be able to really help you guys do that. And I'm so honored to do so. So tell everybody, when is it going to happen? How can they find you guys and all of that stuff?
Well, we don't have a set date. And the fact that this is a virtual concert, it's not a stress point, so it's hard for us as musicians who have shows, because Thomas and I are like, oh my God, we got it. Wait, no one needs to stress about anything.
Right.
Calm down when we finish everything, because I think we're Thomas, you think about 90% done musically?
I'd say about 95, yeah. It's obviously been a really tricky thing to figure out exactly how to even do a production like this.
Sure.
Virtually.
And charge.
It's really difficult, and money isn't exactly flowing these days, and trying to get something in someone's hands where they can kick a couple dollars down towards our cause, and something that they can enjoy, that makes them feel like they're at a show, like we all wish we could be, is a big factor. And so we've been doing our homework quite a bit and kind of trying to take some notes from some bigger bands and some smaller bands and anywhere we can find it. And I think we're narrowing it down pretty close. We've got a couple options on the table at this point as to how we're going to get it out. Probably a pay-per-view type of show. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there.
And the beauty of it being a virtual moment, we can press this for a much longer length of time.
Sure.
So we're not stuck with one grandiose night of, man, I hope we make a lot of money tonight, and we have a raffle, and we have this, and we have that. The beauty of this is, we can just keep chipping away and keep building up the bank for suicide prevention for, months if we want to,
Sure.
So, we know you guys are down to help us out on that front too. So that's always, something that as Bay Area musicians and as friends of Soundwaves TV, we have that in our back pocket. So, you guys are always top of the list when we're like, who are we going to get to help for this? We're like, sign them up.
We're always here to rock it, man. We're always here to help. I do want to make sure that we give a shout out to some of the guest musicians, because you got some big names, some big power players on this sucker. A lot of them. Like,
are you ready to reveal some names right now?
Can we?
Tony, what do you think?
Sure. Not throw out a few names. There's a lot of Bay Area love on this. And how many? I think we have about 20 guests. 22 guests.
Nice.
Yep. So Thomas, when you rattle off a couple names.
Let's throw it out there. Okay, we've got let's see, Corey McCormick from Neil Young and Lucas Nelson's band is participating, who also actually played with Chris Cornell, so that's a special one for us.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Got our good friend Mr. Dave Rude coming back from Tesla, who's played on our show with us previously. We have the Demmels, of course. Phil and Marta are both involved. That's great. I don't know if we should give out any more than that. I kind of feel like that's probably enough.
That's a good start.
Can I give one tease? My husband literally watched 1,000 YouTube videos to learn how to play the spoons for Spoon Man. So all I heard in my house for days were the spoons. So that's going to be worth watching.
That, I have to say, I got to hear that yesterday, and it came out so good. He aced it.
Yeah.
He'll be so proud to hear that.
I got like 19 tracks of video from that, because he played so many percussion instruments on that. No, my wife's like, why is there 47 videos for Spoon Man? It's like, I don't know.
Because Jay learned how to play the spoons for it, damn it, and he has blisters on his hands.
Yeah, there's some really neat approaches to some of Chris's stuff and some of Soundgarden stuff, and we're looking forward to sharing that with everyone, because some of the stuff is things that have never been done before with these songs.
Yeah.
And others are, we're just really trying to really pay homage and get them spot on, and we're getting super close here. So, then the pressure lies on the old video editing.
Oh, yeah.
Dennis, you know nothing about that, of course.
Of course, yeah. Dennis doesn't know anything about it. Well, Dennis and I don't want to speak on...
We're going to send everything the night before. Is that cool, Dennis?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm used to.
Yeah. Well, we are thrilled and honored to be a part. I don't want to speak for Dennis too, but I know he feels the same way. We're so excited about this, and we're honored to do something so special with people that we love.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to shout out to, to our bass player, Matt, and Randy, our drummer, and a special thanks to Mr. Snake Green, who has taken on the challenge of doing all of the engineering and mixing for all of this.
Wow.
And of course, my wife, Rana, who's doing all the video editing and Soundwaves and 107 The Bone. But like there's a lot of work. I mean, there's hundreds of hours that have gone into it already, and it's not done. Yeah. So when it is done, we're really looking forward to, you know, making some money for suicide prevention and you know, keeping the ball rolling.
Yeah. You know what you just described there, sir? You described a family. And that's what you're talking about. You're talking about a family pulling together to pretty much lift each other up and to do something to make a difference. And I, for one, I'm thrilled, and we're thrilled. I mean, thank you very much for including us and giving us a sneak peek. This is very exciting stuff.
Yeah, making sure the Bay Area knows, man, we're still doing it this year.
Good. Excellent. Well, make sure to watch all of our social media accounts. Make sure to, where can we follow you guys online for the big announcement when you're ready to tell us more?
That'll be coming from our Facebook page for sure.
Okay, beautiful. All right, we will have all the pertinent links up. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
You're watching Banding Together, Soundwaves TV. We will be back.
All right, guys, we are definitely in the home stretch here on Banding Together 2, powered by Soundwaves. That was Tony and Thomas from Rusty Chains. They're very good friends of Soundwaves TV on a very important mission. We've all had suicide touch our lives one way or another. And now, especially in the time of COVID when everybody's all uptight, it's an important conversation to have. Now, speaking of Tony Mickelson, now this prolific mofo plays drums in Monte Casino. He sings in Rusty Chains. You saw him earlier lead with State Line Empire. But please put it together for his other band. This is The Devil in California. Oh, and by the way, check out his excellent choice in t-shirts. The boy's got style.
Try. I'm always the first in line to take it right between the eyes. He always said the same thing, they never meant to do you harm. Sometimes harm's way is the only way to stay alive. What will we be when we're done? Yeah! Great thing ain't done no wrong, just thinking them bones are home. There's a beat and you're 6 feet under and you wonder where the time is gone. Can't run from the end of days, only what we've done can be saved. Footprints in the sand, time to go on and on and on. They go on and on and on. That clay won't mold itself by the hands of Father Time. You'll find no art in heaven if you don't decide to shine. Always remember your lessons and mistakes. You can pave that road to nowhere or do whatever it takes. What will we be when we're gone? What will we be when we're gone? Yeah! Grave digger ain't done no wrong, just thinking them bones are home. Miss a beat and you're 6 feet under and you wonder where the time is gone. Can't run from the end of days, only what we've done can be saved. Footprints in the sands of time that go on and on and on. what we've done can be said. Footprints in the sands, it's time to go on and on and on. Grave digger ain't done no wrong. Grave digger ain't done no wrong. Grave digger ain't done no wrong. Footprints in the sands of God. He ain't done no wrong. He ain't done no wrong. He ain't done no wrong, no wrong, no wrong, no wrong. Grave digger ain't done no wrong. Just making them bones go home. Miss a beat, make it 6 feet under, and you wonder when the time is done. Give up from the end of days. Only what we've done can be said. Footprints in the sand, time to go on and on and on.
What's happening, everybody? It's all about Soundwaves TV banding together. Two. That's what it's all about. And really, it all comes down to this. You know, we want you to go over to the website, soundwavestv.com, and you make a contribution to the venue of your choice. And it really doesn't matter how big or how small, because every single part of it really, really counts. And it really shows, you know, where your heart is at with this whole situation that we're all in. So, hey, don't be shy. Get over and check it out right now.
Yeah, at soundwavestv.com, we have a full list of venues. You can click through to see what they have to offer, whether it's merch or a GoFundMe account or a gift card, whatever. And how about both? Maybe you do both. You can also click through to Neva. I'm telling you guys, it takes less than 30 seconds. The letter's written for you. Just boop, 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 put in your information. It sends it off. And then it'll even ask you if you want to share it on social. And then you can share it on social and say, hey, I sent this letter. You should do the same. That's a really good way to help. And then, of course, the Independent Venue Alliance, that is what's happening right here in San Francisco. They represent really, the venues that we go to in San Francisco to drink and party and have fun and listen to live music. So those are a couple of ways. Besides going directly to the venue itself, you can support NEVA, IVA. Hell, you can do it all. Why don't we just do it all?
I like this plan.
You know, and that's the thing, too. Like we said at the beginning of the show, when we decided we were going to do banding together, too, because things were still going on, we weren't sure what to do. We weren't sure how we could help. And that's probably a problem that you're having as well. Well, okay, first of all, you're sitting around, you're buying crap online anyway. Second of all, we're giving you the tools. We're putting the keys in your hands and giving you the tools that you need to be able to help. Go to the website, soundwavestv.com, find your venue, throw some money their way, and you'll feel better, they'll feel better, and we'll get through this together.
I think it's time we hear a little more music. We have one more to go. You guys know what it is?
This is exciting.
I do.
I'm
very excited. This is good. All right. Earlier in the show, we welcomed Doobie Brother legend Tom Johnston, and he accompanied his daughter Lara on her song. And now it is time for her to return the favor. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Doobie Brother legend Tom Johnston with Lara Johnston.
can see the sky night without a beer of pity like the climbing. No, no, no. So you see about this here and change it will be spread around me. Nobody gonna take my love away from me. I won't tell you darling, nobody gonna take my love away from me. No, nobody, no, nobody, no, nobody, no, nobody, no, nobody, no, nobody.
And there we go. It is a wrap. Thank you very much to Tom Johnston and Lara Johnston and the 25 other artists who came out and rocked this special. Banding Together 2 is in the books.
You know, and that was the thing, too. When we first started putting this together, we're kind of like, you know, we did Banding Together, and it was this big deal, and everybody was on board and all that. Are we possibly going to be able to get people to come out and party and participate again? Oh, yes, we can. And we did. It was quite a party, man. I got to tell you, I really dug that. And I'll tell you what, there's no reason that the party's got to end either. Soundwaves we're here for you. Don't forget, we can be found on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. All you got to do is look for Soundwaves TV on any of your preferred platforms, and you're going to be able to find us there.
Also, we have all those links on soundwavestv.com, along with all the links to support. I'm just going to go and hammer it home right now. We've been talking for several hours now about supporting your local venues. That's what today has been all about. I did a wardrobe change. I pulled a Mariah Carey, so I got my bimbo shirt on now. I love that I'm proudly bimbos.
Love it. Love it.
Bimbos, of course, in San Francisco. I very easily went on their website. I ordered this last week. It came in the mail today, which was perfect timing. But that's just how easy it is to support your local venues. So make sure you go to soundwavestv.com, click on that NEVA page, send that letter to Congress and to your legislators. Make sure you hit up Independent Venue Alliance, see what they're doing, how you can get involved, and of course, support your local venues any old way that you can.
Amazingly awesome. And speaking of amazingly awesome, yes, we hit the big time. Big time in the Bay Area. Hey, let's make plans to be together next Saturday night at midnight. That's when we're doing it. Soundwaves TV is going to Coffee TV 20. Yes. I know a little something about some Coffee TV 20.
Nice.
You're the Coffee TV alum or legend. What word would you prefer there? Legend, I think.
Both, I think.
I don't know about legend.
Getting all shy.
You got to be a professional to be a legend. So
I don't know. I was watching the 80s dance party the other night. There was a guy who looked just like you, Morris.
Yeah, knock that off. I don't know that guy.
Come on, man. There's no school like the old school. Come on, baby. You got to own that
He
shit.
gets me a lot of love, I tell you that. So I do like that guy in that regard. But I'm extremely happy, excited, and proud that Soundwaves TV is now going to be on TV at Coffee TV 20. Again, that's next Saturday night at midnight. And if you can't catch it right then, set your DVR and don't miss it. It's going to be awesome. Want to see you there.
And of course, it'll always be streaming at soundwavestv.com after that. And I think we may have to shave down some of the language. I don't know. I'm looking through the contract. I'm trying to get past that point. We'll see what happens on Saturday.
Fuck that. Let's go, man. Come on.
I'm looking at you, son. You and your beard. You got to calm down. Settle down.
I think that about does it. Thank you very much, everybody who supported and is going to support, because this is where the work begins. This is where we start to buy that merch and go to those stores and get things and support our artists. This is where it begins. Don't let us down. And then when you do it, hit us up on social media and go, look, I did the thing. Hold up your shirt so we can call you out and say how awesome you are.
Love that idea. That's great. Thank
All
you
right.
guys so much for being here. We love you. Save the music. Save our scene. Let's do it.